I'm Brian Jodis, 42. Hello, Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 40. Repeato.
And this is the F3 Circle of Trust.
From the worldwide studios of F3 Nation.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
This is the Circle of Trust, connecting the men of F3 Nation through fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Andrew Maggio, 35, Wirebiter.
Mike Kirko, 35, Saganaki.
Peter Ranky, 63, Bambi. Jim Chicola, 47, half day.
The Circle of Trust starts right now.
Shut up and sit down.
Back once again with news of the F3 Nation. It's your boy, Hello Kitty, and that is none other than Repeato. And thank you for joining us for another episode of the F3 Circle of Trust. You're watching us across myriad of platforms, including NGBN TV, the F3 Facebook page, F3 YouTube, that F3 Circle of Trust X account, and for all you hardworking business connectors, we're on the NGBN LinkedIn as well. My brother, I can see by the looks of it, you're in a different locale today. You don't have to disclose where you are. I know you've got 3-letter acronyms in your resume, and you might not want to let everybody know where you are, but I know you're not where you usually are.
No, we're way past some concerns with relative to that. I find myself this afternoon in Short Pump, Virginia.
Oh, not opposed to Long Pump, Virginia,
No.
right down yonder.
Yeah, Short Pump. My wife and I are here for a wedding. So we got festivities tonight. We got a big day tomorrow, and the wife and I getting away a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good day. Got the internet.
Thank God you
We're in
got
a
great
hotel.
friends. Great friends who are just willing
what
to
men need
take your children for 2
are good
days.
friends.
Yeah, for sure.
And behind every good man is a woman who also has a good friend.
That's right. Well, it's not but a few weeks ago where YHC and M Kitty were in need of the children to be taken for the night to go to a gala, and say, hey, you know what? Shoes on the other foot. Let us know what you need, and you two head up for some festivities, and
Yeah,
we'll raise them up right. They might be Catholic by the time you get back, though, so be careful.
that's all right. I grew up Episcopal, so I mean it's pretty close.
I'm gonna have them blessing each other. It's gonna be amazing.
They trust me.
They're
They
gonna
would
be
love to
they're-
figure this thing out and all of that. So.
They're gonna be saying.
It's a little more intense around Easter
They're gonna be
time.
like,
so
all
they
right,
need
let's
to-
pray. Let's pray at dinner. Bless us, O Lord. And these, they're gonna be ready to roll,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, right. During Lent, especially, is
Yeah.
one heck of a time to just dive right in.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, Pax, joining us again. We are live. If you want to be a part of the show with us, as we do now during this Thursday live hour, you go to ngbn.tv, click on the Circle of Trust show. Under all those shows on the channels, there's a little red button on there. Say join the show live. So if you want to jump in the green room, Fat Max is back there ready to screen you today. And if you make the cut, you can join us on the show.
Yeah. Speaking of resumes, you may want to slide that right in.
I will say this. I'm just not going to nobody the elf today. Caught the
America
text, said, guys, I got some other things going on. I was like, this is ridiculous, man.
The F3 Nation demands, and NGBN TV network demands an explanation.
Right. Guy thinks he can just go do real work while we're out here delivering the news of the F3 Nation.
We create a segment. Can
Right.
you hear me now?
Right?
Which the PACs expect. And then all of a sudden, hey, I got real work to do. I
Right.
got something to do today. and
There goes our
Thursday,
Verizon
yeah.
sponsorship. Thanks a lot, Elf.
Way to go.
Oh, man. We got some great stuff to talk about. We had an amazing experience here locally in our region over the weekend. And maybe you PACs were watching as we were live, a remote live
That's right.
episode
Mhm.
of the Circle of Trust from the F3 Nation Nantan passing of the shovel flag. And we're going to show you some of that ceremony here in a little bit, but we got to be a part of that. So that was pretty cool to be able to experience that. Some big names and a lot of people in town for the weekend.
Yeah, we mentioned it on the broadcast last Saturday, but it's so refreshing, fun, exciting to get that many guys from that many different regions all in one place.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with a Grow Ruck training event. That happened with like a 10-year or some other CSOP that's popular where there's a lot of regions close by and guys gravitate towards that. But with a formal official passing of the shovel flag, there was probably at least a dozen regions, if not more, represented among like nearly 100 packs. And so,
and guys, I didn't know
awesome
were coming. The
Yeah.
guys just Bono comes walking up, dudes come walking up. You hadn't seen them all. That was
Bono,
really neat.
Forge, just talked to Forge for a while. Our axe chopping, wood chopping
brethren. It's just it is a reminder that we are connected to something so much bigger than just us. And look, our local regions are amazing, and it's what we love about F3. But there is something so much bigger out there happening. So we'll take you into that ceremony. We'll show you what the passing of the shovel flag looked like. If you didn't watch it live, you can go back and watch the archive. But we'll show you what that looked like. But we've got two great sponsors we got to tell you about off the top of the show. And we start with our great friends at Mud Gear. Obviously, look, you guys know Mud Gear. They've been outfitting you with clothes for the gloom for years, right? You've been wearing Mud Gear shirts and shorts. Your F3 regional logos have been printed by the fine folks at Mud Gear, but they do so much more. And they make the best socks in the business as far as I'm concerned, and they make a lot of great gear. And as we talked about last week, they've got that great new Speed Ruck boot shoe. It's outstanding. We're both fans of it. Literally, wouldn't tell you if we didn't like it, right? But we've got a new code you can use, COT. You go to mudgear.com, use the code COT, save 15% on all that great Mud Gear stuff. You can't use it in the F3 gear store, so it's specific to things that they sell on their mudgear.com website, but that's where you can get loads of other great gear, shorts, socks, all that good stuff. And talk to Malco. The code works on the shoes. So you can save 15% off of those boots ASAP. It's pretty cool.
We talked about it pretty at length that day. Put them through the paces with the Star course and been wearing them too. And they're great. Honestly, they're really, really top notch. And like you said, the socks, the Ruck socks, I've got multiple pairs of.
Had them on this morning in the gloom.
The Ruck, like the Ruck base shorts, almost like a boxer brief style, like rash guard base layer. I got two of those for events and other things, and those are great too. So
outstanding.
COT. Use the code.
Use the code COT. Save 15% off today. And brand new sponsor to the show, and we'd love to welcome them and thank them. And it's Momentous, guys. You got a lot, right? You hear on this show, Bones will talk about all the things you need, man. D3, magnesium, whey protein, creatine, all these things. Momentous has you covered. Let me tell you a little bit about them. No matter your goal or what you want to achieve, Momentous is on a relentless quest to help you get there. They work with some of the greatest minds in science and athletic performance to tap into the latest research and real-world experience to create a portfolio of products designed with one common goal: help you be your best. They're even endorsed by guys like Dr. Andrew Huberman. I know a lot of you guys have seen him on podcasts or listened to him. He got me into the Jawzrsize, which I've been hammering on. But go check them out. They got magnesium, D3. I had whey protein in this morning post-workout. Got some of that Momentous creatine in before it as well. Creatine, one of the most studied and sought-after supplements on the globe. Great specifically for men wanting to get a little extra boost. Also really excited about some of their hormone support projects like Tungat Ali, Fedosia. Excited to see what that's going to be like and tell you more about it. Throw that graphic up there one more time real quick. The code is BRIANJ, right? BRIANJ. That's my real name in case you guys were wondering.
No, it's not.
Yep. LiveMomentous.com, code BRIANJ. Save 15% off of those guys, which is outstanding.
I like that Momentous is relentless. It's got a nice,
sure does.
Has a nice ring to it. So tell me, Huberman, you were talking too about the Jawzrsize thing. And have you listened to a lot of Huberman? I try to, but it's kind of like Rogan, right? It fits and stops 3-4 hour podcasts. Like who's got the time?
Yep.
But his stuff on alcohol almost make you put down the bottle for sure. But have you noticed? You notice like less. Here's what I know. Up here? What's going? I mean, take a look. You got a beard. It helps.
Got a beard. The beard helps.
If I sit back, you could serve dinner.
What I was planning on doing after about another month was I took some photos before. We'll do a before and after. Okay. But I can tell you this much: the second I took that thing out of the canister and started, it was hard. Now I can do 20, 25 reps without stopping. So I've definitely noticed a buildup in endurance and strength on that. I've never had a real defined jawline here, but I'll be interested to see what the photos look like. Also, specifically, there should be some uplift in here as well. But face feels good, and honestly, it's definitely gotten easier. So
overall tightening of the face.
Yeah, just got to tighten your face up, bro. What's with your face? You know when people say, like, what's with your face?
What happened to your face?
Tighten your face up. All right, enough of all that. Great sponsors. Thankful for them as well. Maybe we get Jazzercise on board. We just gave them a free shout out. Should be incredible.
Well.
Working on some other things for you guys as well, because here's what we want to do, man. Bring products that can help you in your pursuits, save you some money on them, partner with the show. So if you want to be a part of this with us, reach out to us. Let us know. We've got sponsorship spots available. All right, let's talk about that passing of the Nantan shovel flag. I'll give a little history, bro. Then you tell us what we did there. Then we're going to take a look at it. I'm going to show you guys what it looked like. But it basically looks like this. Jan 1, 2011, F3's founded in Charlotte, North Carolina. In those early days, it wasn't called F3, but as soon as it sort of solidified and those guys broke out and they got focused on fitness, fellowship, and faith, of the two founders, one man, Dave Redding, better known as Dredd, becomes the visionary leader of this thing in the early days. Call him the Nantan, after Native American tradition of that visionary leader. If you guys have been in and around F3 long enough, you've got a Nantan in your region. But if you're new to F3, that's why we call it that, right? It's this visionary leader that provides leadership, vision, guidance for, in that case, the tribe, and in our case, our tribes. And Dredd is Nantan number one to start this thing. Well, after those years, right, it's time for him to hand it off. Hands off to an amazing man named John Lambert. You guys know him as Slaughter, who's had the reins as Nantan for, I think, about 3 years. 2-3 years.
Something like that.
I'm doing the math, right? It's been everything blurs together over the last few years.
I can't remember yesterday.
And it's tough to be the guy to replace the guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And John's done an amazing job and has put F3 in a trajectory to where, okay, now we go to the next level. And a man that has been a part of this thing for a long time and is arguably the most staunch advocate, zealous advocate, passionate about F3, none other, Frank Schwartz. You guys know him as Dark Helmet. You've heard him on a lot of different F3 shows and podcasts. We need to get Frank back to podcasting, talking, working on it, right?
For sure.
So he's next in line, right? And we're going to make the handoff from Slaughter to Dark Helmet. And we did that last weekend here in Carpex, bro, right?
Yeah. Maybe we should think about too, like a few minutes once a month, every couple of months, like catching up with the Nantan or something like that. We got some sort of regular cadence with Helmet.
Sure.
To help share things going on at the top level, either with the board, the foundation, organization-wide initiatives, new things that are happening in around the globe, frankly, because we're everywhere. So I think there's a lot to be done. But back to the topic at hand. Yeah, it was a very symbolic day. Obviously, your pops there are one of our favorite guests as well. Red Baron executing the ceremony. Pretty simple, pretty short and sweet, but really impactful for the meaning behind it all.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what, man. You can go watch the whole thing, right? We broadcast for about 40 minutes live on NGBN, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We're able to rally the resources to go
Shout
live.
out to SLV.
For sure, man. He helped us out in a big way. But we clipped about the 6 minutes of the shovel flag passing, right? Comments from Red Baron, remarks from Slaughter, remarks from Dark Helmet. So why don't we just watch it? We'll take you guys back to that moment from just a few days ago. All right. So let's do that. Oh, here we go.
F3 Nation, both the PAX that are here, PAX Course Great F3 Nation. Welcome to today's ceremonial passing of the Nantan shovel flag from John Lambert, F3 Slaughter, to, what's your name? Oh, Frank Schwartz.
It's pretty cool, right? So first of all, man, we had sort of looks like UN. We got all these flags and then all the guys are, it's probably 100 dudes back there.
Yep.
People driving by must have, what were these guys up to? But fascinating nonetheless.
Right.
F3 Dark Helmet. Now I'm Ralph Jonas, F3 Red Baron from Snacktown in Hanover, Pennsylvania. And today's passing of the shovel flag is a ceremonial passing of the shovel flag that's modeled after our military changes of command. Those of us that have been in the military know the importance of the passing of the unit colors, because whoever holds the unit colors, we follow those unit colors into the field of battle. Well, we have our own unit colors, and that's our shovel flag. And we follow that shovel flag, as you see all the shovel flags around us on our fields of battle. And those are our AOs spread across our F3 regions, across this globe now, as we're out there in many countries around the world. The passing of the shovel flag carries with it a great passing of responsibility for leading this great F3 nation and the leadership that goes along with that. I'm honored to be here today and to officiate this ceremony. And at first, I want to thank the PACs and the whole F3 region here of F3 Carpex for putting this together and for allowing us to descend upon you all from many regions around this great area. All right.
Woo! Carpex!
Good job, Carpex. Passing of the shovel flag will be a very brief ceremony, and only 3 words will be said by each guy. Slaughter will say, "I relinquish Nantan," and Dark Helmet will say, "I assume Nantan." And with that, we'll have the passing of the shovel flag. But before we do that, I want to say a couple of words about Slaughter. Slaughter, for the last 3 years, has led as our Nantan. And I'm here to tell you, as a member of our F3 Board of Directors, I've seen him in action over the last 3 years. His attention to detail and his organizational skills cannot be beat. We would not be where we are today if it wasn't for Slaughter. He has paved the next 43 feet for all of us as we've continued to accelerate our lives across the globe. And our growth has been phenomenal throughout these last 3 years. He leaves a great legacy, and he's set up all of our F3 regions for even more success. Dark Helmet, he is no FNG to F3. Dark Helmet has been the president of our F3 nation now for over 3 years, and has done, again, another great job setting the standard. His standards and how he holds people accountable for what they need to do is right up there. Is completely top notch. We're going to be on rock solid ground with having Dark Helmet as our next F3 Nantan. All right, with that, let's pass the shovel flag. Center face.
I relinquish Nantan.
Good job, Slaughter.
I assume Nantan.
Congratulations. All right, Slaughter, 2 words.
Being Nantan has been an honor and a privilege. I met some amazing people, did some amazing things. I could not have done it without the support of the executive group, the board of directors, the tens of thousands of men across the nation, the wonderful men I met, the support of my wonderful wife, my friends and family. Helmut and I have been through a lot together. He's battle tested. There's nobody that I would trust more than my friend and comrade, Dark Helmet, to take this amazing organization into the future.
All right.
Talk to the men.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'll try not to break it. I almost said, I assume I'm the Nantan. So as I was preparing for this, Red Baron sent us some directions and instructions. And it said, the passing will happen. Slaughter will say, it says comments by Slaughter. And then it said, then Dark Helmet will say, and in all caps, a few words. So I'll do my best. I cannot tell you what it means to have the support of you men. The foundation's been laid. It's pretty strong. And it's tough to follow Dredge and Slaughter. So I'm only half kidding when I say I'll try not to break it. But what I know for sure is that like Baron said, we're just getting started. And my word of the year, a lot of you guys do that word of the year. My word of the year is gather. And that was what I feel like was set on my heart. And I think that's what we're going to do. F3 is Slaughter always says it's an organization that's going to change the world. And I agree with him. And I think the way that we're going to do that is not because we're going to take over as a large organization at the top that's going to make a lot of programs and things that change the world. What we're going to do is we're going to look in the heart of every man and we're going to change every man. All right? You guys are going to do the work. You're going to lean to the man next to you, whether he's a man in F3 or not. And you're going to put your arm around him and you're going to love him. You love him so much that he can't help himself. He can't help himself but to change. Once he's changed, he will reach out and find another man behind him. All right? And so on and so on and so on until the legacy grows, until it can't be stopped. I don't want to end with this, but I'm going to quote it. The notorious Conor McGregor. Familiar, right? We're not here to take part. We're here to take over, right? But I would just say again how much this means, how much. It's the sun. Make you guys lot properly. How much I love F3 and how much I love the men in F3 Nation. What it's meant to me. I'm grateful for all the people who traveled in. Mount Cocaine put up a tent. I mean, that's pretty impressive. My wife has to come because of what it's meant for her to have me change in the way that I've changed. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of guys like Slaughter and Dredd and Red Baron and other men who poured into me. And so now the charge continues, right? We're going to pour into the men who are behind us, and so on and so on. And I see little guys here. You have no idea. I mean that with love. You have no idea how much better your dad is now than he was a few years ago when he started this. And you're going to reap the benefit of the fact that you have a legacy because your dad was here early on, right? He's going to forward to you early on. That you're going to be able to do the same for your son and your son. So, man, hug the guy next to you, tell him you love him, and let's get to work, guy.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to watch it again, too. I mean, we were standing right there.
Yeah.
But pretty neat. And just wanted to take you guys into that moment if you missed it last weekend.
What I didn't hear it then in the moment, and I couldn't quite hear it now. What did he say his word of the year was?
Oh, man. I don't know. I thought it was gather.
Gather. I think you're right.
He said
I think I've seen
gather.
that on Slack. And so for everybody in the audience, a lot of guys sort of dedicate their pursuit of change or accomplishments centered around a word or a short phrase each year. And it means so many different things to so many guys, but it can help ground and help focus some efforts when we try to accomplish so many things, right? We set out to do so many goals, but if you think about a word and tailoring that back down to your personal mission or your family mission or things you're trying to achieve, that's what is one word. That's what the one word thing is per year.
Yeah. Pretty neat. That archived entire live show is available on YouTube, Facebook for F3 Nation as well. Let's take a quick break, man. We got more to get to. We got T-claps to give out. We got more news of the F3 Nation. We're going to talk about what guys are doing out in the gloom, but a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. And the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers were on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
The 5 core principles of F3 are that it's free, it's open to all men, it's held outdoors rain or shine, peer-led in a rotating fashion, and always ends in a circle of trust.
In the world of outdoor sports, there's no escaping the elements. Every step you take defines your journey, and every step you take is one closer to your goal. Introducing the Mudgear Speed Ruck. Lace up the Mudgear Speed Ruck to tackle the toughest obstacles, from the trail to the road to all terrains in between.
I cover a lot of miles, and the right shoe can be a game changer. For me, the Mudgear Speed Ruck is that game changer.
The Mudgear Speed Ruck offers unbeatable traction, durability for all elements, and unparalleled support for your ankles. All by partnering with the top trail running shoe designers on the planet. Made tougher and ready for anything. This is the Mudgear Speed Ruck. Available now from Mudgear. Gear for the modern hybrid athlete. Made tougher.
Welcome back to the Circle of Trust. Hello, Kitty and Repeato here, delivering the news of the F3 Nation. We got some comments in there. Let's see who's watching, chiming in. We can say hello to these guys. Showtime from our man Chris Rubio, host of the Rubio Method. Also Decades, Bibbs out of Mobile. Man, Mobile, Alabama. Good people down that way. And of course, Michael Hunsinger, you NGBN folks know him as Doc from The Doc and Chef.
Those are great.
Great.
That's a dynamic duo, similar to, what we got going. But.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So thanks for everybody tuning in and commenting. The way you do that is you watch us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Those are great places where you can engage with the show and comment as we're going. And if you want to be a part of this program, like those show sponsors that we have some spots available. So get on with us, be a part of this thing. We're reaching thousands of guys every single week. The best way to get a hold of us is cot@f3nation.com. You can be a part of the show. We've got some sponsorship spots available. All right, more news to get to as it relates to all things F3 and the Grow Ruck schedule. We talked about it last week, is starting to take shape for 2024. That means there are opportunities for you to get under the log and get into some shared suffering with your brothers in your local region. So there's what the schedule looks like sort of on the front half of the year here, and some good opportunities, man, to buckle up and get after it.
That's right. Yeah, go back and watch last week's show. Uncle Rico came on and talked about the schedule and what it means going under the log. You and I are obviously seasoned vets with those events, and every time we've done one 3-4 times each, you come out with something a little bit more each time, and a little bit the cadres and the trainers that work incredibly hard to plan and prep and make sure everybody's executing an event in a safe but impactful way. It's worth your time. It's worth your training. It's worth your investment in gear to be a part of that. And you will learn a lot more about yourself than I think you could ever imagine.
Well, what kind of shirt you wearing there, big fella?
Oh,
it's got him on a Grow Ruck shirt right there. Oddly enough, which one is that? Turn around. We can see the back. That would really tell us. Oh, Callie.
Yeah,
coming out of Gold Rush.
Yeah, 88. I think sent me that one. I didn't even partake.
Poser alert! Poser alert!
I was in charge of the program at the time of the event.
You get credit for that one. You get credit for that one. One more news item. We do have some great T-claps to get to, and we talk about this amazing partnership that we have with this TV network called NGBN. We're so missionally aligned on this idea, right? Obviously, the men that we're looking to serve through F3, and then obviously just the focus of the network, right? A network for men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, with the idea to save men's lives. So what does that mean, right, guys? What does that mean? What's this TV network going to do? How are you going to do that? Well, it's three things. One, create content for guys, right? Shows like what we're doing here across the F3 stratosphere, shows like Pick Up the Six, shows like the Rubio Method. I mean, we got shows out the wazoo over there right now. So we're going to create content that draws men in, right? That serves them, that provides them what they're looking for, entertains, inspires, all these different things. We're then going to help those men build community or find community if they're looking for it. Thus the partnership with F3 and other groups like ours, where guys can then build community. And then the third prong approach to this amazing and one-of-a-kind network is we're going to equip men with the skills to step into the breach, to save another man, to help another man. So how are you guys going to do that? Well, we've got our very first ever one-of-a-kind historic live training session for men. We're calling it Equip Ourselves to Save a Life. And it's on Saturday, April the 6th, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern, and then live again. Not a rerun, not canned, live again, 9 to 11 Pacific. We've got a trained expert, formerly of the Army, who did this for the Army, that's going to come in and lead these 2-hour sessions. And I know you guys have hosted CPR trainings in your regions. You and I have both attended those here. Think of this as the same thing. You get to sit for 2 hours and you can hear about the things to ask, the things to say, the things to listen for when talking to someone potentially in crisis. And we think we can change the world and save lives on April the 7th by hosting a training session like this. So we need you guys to go to ngbn.tv/save-a-life, sign up, attend, get your regions attending, and get your regions watching together.
Yeah.
Right? Get your regions watching together.
There's already quite a few folks that have reached out and have signed up and are forming a watch party. They're going to stream this in a conference room somewhere at somebody's office on a Saturday, or a VFW hall, or somebody that's got a big basement that can hold, a number of packs. it should be an essential life skill and another tool for your toolkit, right? We talked about the CPR or an AED class or some of the stuff that you might have done as a young dad, training on that type of stuff. This is just a continuation of that. And we've got a large goal to train 100,000 people on April the 6th.
Yep.
100,000
Yep.
is the goal.
Yep. And even if you join a watch party, viewing party, whatever you want to call it, everybody's still registered, right? Because we want to make sure we can send you notifications, updates, and we're going to have follow-up, right? We're going to have resources available after the training as well. So ngbn.tv, save a life. One of the things that we want to do, and this is where we need your help, guys, is let's say you are going to organize a watch event. We're going to get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 guys together to be able to watch from our region. Get in touch with us, COT@F3Nation.com, or find us on the F3 Nation Slack machine and let me know, because we'd love to pop into those locations. You guys have seen what it's like, right? It's comparable. But remember, like at the start of the NCAA brackets where they're like, Iona, waiting to see, right? And they pop in. Man, we'd love
while they're waiting on their name to be called for the.
We'd love to pop into some of those partners who are going to be a part of this amazing event with us. So hit us up with an email. Let us know where you're going to be watching from, and let's get you involved in the broadcast as well, because we got to lock shields on this thing, right? Men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are 70% more likely to do that one thing we can't undo.
That's right.
We have to do something.
And here we are on the eve of March. It's really weird that there's an extra day in February.
Yeah, happy Leap Day, by the way.
Happy Leap Day. Do we get paid for today? I don't understand how Leap Day works in the grand scheme of things.
I don't know.
Is there an extra?
It's a day, man. I'm here. It's Thursday and we're rolling.
I need somebody to explain to my dumb country self, like, why is there an extra day?
Well, what you'd have to do, there was a guy named Gregor, and he created a calendar. And somehow he missed a day. And then the son was like, hold up, bro. And then I think farmers are involved. I don't know.
That sounds right.
Right.
I don't know.
That sounds as right as
sounds right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so March, what I was saying was March starts tomorrow. March is
Mental Battle Month.
Mental Battle Month. We've had updates from Drop Thrill on that. There's specific WODs out there. There's a lot going on respective of that. This is just a continuation of that on a global scale, April the 6th.
So here's what you do, guys. Get your F3 regions tuned in and go to ngbn.tv /save a life. Send it to everyone you know. Men, women. Send it to everyone you know.
Yeah.
You feel comfortable sharing that on your company-wide email? Please, by all means. This is what we're going to do. This is when they say, well, how's your TV network going to save a guy? Well, that's bullshit. There's no, this is exactly how. This is how. And on April 7th, lives will be saved because someone's going to know what to ask or to listen for.
Or to look for.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
For sure.
You
and
will
if it's one person, it's absolutely worth it.
Dude, if we do this whole thing and we save one guy, great.
One person.
Great. Dude, we leave the 99 around here, bro.
That's right.
Let's go get him. All right. Some other T-claps to give out. Saw this from Dos Equis.
My man from Princeton, right?
I know
F3
you love him. Said the blessing of F3 The Forge out of Essex, New Jersey upon F3 Bergen. So Red Baron, if you're listening, this is exciting news.
I was going to say, that's your dad's hometown, right?
He's from Bergen County, New Milford, New Jersey. Judy J out of Oradell, New Jersey. Bergen's right up the road. This new AO, Ramsey, New Jersey, just north of them. It's North Jersey, Giants territory. You gotta love it. And he wrote a little poem for him. Said, may the packs be always at your back. May these streetlights shine warm upon your face. The rains create mud upon your grass. And until we sweat together again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Now, my Irish brethren will know that as the traditional Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the sun be always all right. But you got Dos Equis always puts his little spin on things.
Yes.
As he would.
Yeah, the cadence there was very familiar.
Yes, it was. Now, more things happen out of New Jersey. Jersey strong. I got to tell you a story.
Hit me.
And Pax, I got to tell you this story. So we've got this amazing partnership going with our friends at NGBN. I meet a guy through NGBN called Jim Scarano. Jim is part of the Decade Show, and Jim is just Kenya in the house. What
Safari
up?
The Beast.
What up?
Hey, by the way, awesome lion. We got
awesome
to see
that
lion that got handed to the Nantan. So it is with Dark Helmet.
Outstanding. All right, back to my story. My man, Jim Scarano, part of the NGBN family, right? And he's a great guy and just, man, absolutely love him. And he's like, all right, man. Okay. It's been a couple months. Okay. He was watching our show. He's watching this show. And remember when we said something about, well, if you're feeling nervous or right about going, so he texts me, hey man, I'm nervous about going to F3 for the first time, but I really want to go. I said, cool, man, let's talk about it. I don't think he'd mind me sharing the story. So we talked. I said, tell me about what's going on in your life fitness wise. He said, I don't think I'm ready yet. I work out 3-4 days a week. And he tells me, I'm like, go, let's go, get going.
I love that I can do it 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah. He lives down in South Jersey. He finds the closest AO is like 40 minutes away, 45 minutes away up in Atlantic City. He's like, I'm going. We get him tied in. He goes on a Saturday morning. The guys absolutely love it. He has a great workout, but he has to drive about 40 minutes up, I think, the Jersey Turnpike in the snow to get there. They FaceTimed me in while we were having cafeteria when they named him in COT, and they landed on Yeti since he trucked all that way in the snow to get to the workout, which I thought was pretty good.
Great name. You got to be a part of the COT?
We did. I said, FaceTime me in, and they FaceTime. We were at La Farm having coffee after Phoenix, and they FaceTime me in, and we ended up calling him Yeti, which I thought was pretty cool. So not bad. Right?
That's awesome. Well, look, I mean, I love that he's now official.
Yep.
Right?
Leave that Rubio comment up there for a moment, Max, because I want to talk about that. Go ahead.
But I love the fact that what we're doing here, that this Circle of Trust show was the embodiment of him having the comfort level and vulnerability to say, hey man, I want this, I need this, but you know what? I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared. So
check out this question from our man Rubio. All the commercials show fit guys. Yeah, of course. Do you have to be at a certain fitness level before joining F3? So here's the beauty of this thing. One, no, you don't. And let me remind you the credo of this amazing free organization of ours. Remember the 5 rules of F3. We only ask you to do 5 things. It's free. It's open to all men. It's held outdoors, rain or shine. It's peer-led in a rotating fashion, ends in a circle of trust. But on top of that, there's an ethos, a credo that we live by. And it's leave no man behind, but leave no man where you found him. And that means come as you are. We will not leave you behind. We pick up the 6, but we're also not going to leave where we found you. So we are, all right, what do you want to do, bro? What do you want to get better at? How can we help you do that? And most F3 regions, if not all, have different style workouts. So what I typically do is, hey man, tell me where you're at in your fitness journey. Okay, let me go find the AO that's the best fit for you, because we also have high tempo boot camps. You know, and if you're coming off injury or if you're looking to just get out there for the first time, maybe hitting the high tempo boot camp's not the best idea. But limited run at Claymore on a Tuesday morning, right? Limited run, maximum suck.
Something for you,
right? Questionable company, great coffee. We've got something for you. And the guys have a heart of leaving no man behind. The credo is etched on the heart of every man that puts that F3 logo on his shirt, except for the guys at Ranger. They will drop your ass. But other than that, right?
Ranger. Yes. But yeah, the credo, and then one of the 5 core principles, open to all men. That is all fitness levels. That is all abilities there as well. Yep. So, I mean, every region's got a range of packs where, like for us, we know best. We got guys that run 50, 60 miles a week. We got guys that deadlift 500 pounds. We got guys that are getting to an AO and can barely walk for one reason or the other, but they get up, they're there. The brotherhood surrounds them. They're not walking by themselves. And so it's about getting out there. It's about putting yourself out there. And it's about reaping the benefits of whether or not you're working towards a fitness goal, you're just trying to shed some weight, you're just trying to be better overall, something for everyone.
That's exactly right, dude. We came across a guy today in the parking deck that, from what we could tell and what we learned, is on some tough times. He was charging his car up in jeans and Birkenstocks. And we were there in that moment, and he jumped out. He did 3 or 4 sets of our 7s with us, and he got our information, and God willing, we get to see him next week in the Gloom. This thing's here available for everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's not, right, if you're watching, if you're new to this thing, or if you're watching us on NGBN and you look at the F3 map, right, go to F3Nation.com, find the map. There's not one there. Let us know. We've got the pieces in place and the resources to help you stand it up where you're at as well.
Yeah. There are people in every region who wear a hat for friendly new guys, FNGs. That's what you're sort of referred to as the first time you come out. Reach out to either one of us. We were more than happy to play that role of helping connect you to the appropriate place where you want to be or need to be, and make a soft landing. I mean,
right.
I would do that for as many people as I possibly could.
For old listeners of formerly the 43 Feet podcast, you'll remember a segment called The Mixed Egg, where Dread and Dark Helmet would take a question from the pack. So we have our own Mixed Egg this week. It comes from F3 Crockett out of Dayton, Ohio. It says, question for the masses. How does your region promote, advertise F3 in your area? 100% EH, social media, flyers, signs, something else. Those guys are looking to kick up what they're doing. So what we'd love for you guys to do is for next week's show, you and I need to discuss next week's show, because I'll be out in Seattle again, going into the prison system to help those guys out like we did back in August, if you remember. So we'll figure that out. But we'd love for you to do a couple things. One, you can call us 844-4COT-PAX, leave a voicemail talking about what the guys in Dayton ought to do as it relates to marketing their AO. Maybe you've done something where you're at, or record a video and email to us, COT@F3Nation.com as well, and chime in. We'd love to get some feedback on the Mixed Egg.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many things out there that we don't know. We've been around for a while. There's so many things out there that we don't know that might be working somewhere else. And we want to bring that stuff in and then be able to pass that back out.
Before our next break, because you've got the Hunt for Wellness coming up and the Quote with Repeato, we got to give some love to our man Funny Car. We got a great picture of him. This guy is one of the most enthusiastic supporters of F3, and he tells everyone everywhere he goes. He's all the way on the right there, wearing the beautiful F3 pullover. But he talked about he's been a Rotarian since 1988, holding various leadership positions. But the evening that he took these photos, he gave a presentation on F3 to a local Rotary club using a PowerPoint he created about F3. So by the way, he might be your guy on that if you want to do something similar. The motto of Rotary is service above self. Nice, right?
Alignment.
Obviously, how it works there. But just wanted to give him a shout out, man. The guy is constantly pushing, bringing F3 everywhere he goes, and he deserves some love. He does.
He's one of the most selfless folks I've ever been around in this organization and outside this organization. That he dedicates himself to things beyond himself, and that's evident in so many things he does. So.
No doubt about that. Bruce, what up? Bruce and Jill. Hello, Kitty, and hit him with a double repeato.
Love that.
Which always works well. All right, man. We need another break.
Sure.
We've got one more segment in the powerhouse that is the Circle of Trust show. We got Bones talking about butter on the Hunt for Wellness. You got an amazing quote with Repeato, but we got a quick break just before that.
Are you searching for connection? Do you struggle with loneliness? There is hope. We are F3, Fitness, Fellowship, Faith. Our mission is to plant, grow, and serve small workout groups for men for the invigoration of male community leadership. We have 5 core principles.
Free of charge, open to all men, held outdoors, rain or shine, pure lead, and it ends in a circle of trust.
Go to f3nation.com.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
Welcome to F3, Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith, where men come together for something more than just a workout. Our core principles define us: free of charge, open to all men, held outdoors, pure lead, and end in a circle of trust. Whether you want to run, lift heavy things, or focus on bodyweight exercises, F3 has over 4,000 workouts available worldwide. Join us, experience the camaraderie, the challenge, and the transformation of F3, where men can get right so that they can lead right.
You can be a part of the show with us, like those amazing commercials we just ran right there. We've got spots available. Email us, COT@F3Nation.com. Our show goes out to thousands a week, either watching live or on demand. And so you've got great chances. Not only are you part of this live hour, but the show is available on demand. And when the 24-hour continuous stream launches at NGBN in the next month, will be then played multiple times throughout the week as well. So it's a lot of bang for your buck. Let us know. And let me just say this, Broham. It's been a few weeks since we acknowledged these guys and thanked them for the incredible work of making that trio of F3 commercials you've been watching. Dude, Low Def out of Southern Illinois, Ponch out of Gold Rush, Peppa Pig out of Spring Hill, Tennessee. Thank you guys. You guys freaking crushed it on those commercials, man.
Yeah, they're dynamite. And we've had a lot of good, like, people are like, man, those commercials are awesome. Where'd they come from? Who did those? And
the
that's
packs.
what we want, man. We want the packs. The
talent of the packs is overwhelming, my brother, isn't it?
Knows no bounds.
And as a guy who knows a thing or two about making good commercials, a tip of the cap, man.
Yeah,
tip of the cap. Look at what Miguel says. Miguel Blanco. That's Mike White, for those of you who don't know Espanol. F3, best thing I have found. Love my F3 brothers, Machismos. His name is Machismo. Great name.
That's so good.
Weatherford. Whoa, is it Weatherford or is it Ware Hereford? Ware Hereford, Texas. I know there's a Weatherford, Texas, but
could be a typo.
Texas. Mike White.
Mike White.
That's awesome. That's a great message, bro. Thanks for sharing that. That's a great message.
I love it.
Well, El Nino is Espanol for the Nino.
The Nino.
Right.
That's right.
That is right.
That's right. Some movie I was just thinking about it. Always stuff like that. Always says it's like Jorge Villalobos, George House of the Wolves.
I love. It's a hell of a name, bro. It's a hell of a name. What do you want to do? You want to do Hunt for Wellness first, or you want to do Quote with Repeato? We always do Quote with Repeato at the end.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great.
You want to get the Hunt for Wellness locked and loaded?
Sure.
Because I do. Because here's the deal, guys. I'm so excited. First time ever. Breaking ground. Breaking news on this show in live video. What's none other than Dr. Bones himself with your weekly Hunt for Wellness.
Hello, COT Podcast. It's another great day for wellness. This is Bones with a health tip for the Packs of F3 Nation. Pax, what if I told you that there was a fatty, amazing tasting substance that you could eat every day that would improve your overall health? In fact, research shows that if you don't get enough of it in your diet, you could suffer from a variety of health issues. So what is this amazing tasting health food? Butter. That's right. The very substance that is wrongly villainized in our society is actually a superfood that all of you should be getting plenty of every day. Recent research published in the American Journal of Cardiology and the Sydney Heart Health Study showed that there was no correlation with saturated fat, like butter, and increased cardiovascular disease. What the science actually shows is that butter is loaded with amazing nutrients that are good for your health. Butter includes conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, butyrate, vitamin D, vitamin K, and vitamin A, essential omega-3 fatty acids, and other nutrients like magnesium, zinc, copper, and iodine. These nutrients are responsible for helping butter with many health benefits, including improving thyroid, adrenal, and cardiovascular health, reducing inflammation, optimizing hormones, reducing belly fat, improving bone density, and reversing arterial calcification. On the other hand, butter alternatives like margarine and other vegetable oil products have been linked with inflammation, obesity, and increased risk of heart disease. One of the more mysterious benefits of butter is called the Woolsen factor, or anti-stiffness factor. Researchers discovered a compound in raw butter that regulated phosphorus and calcium metabolism that decreased calcification of the joints, thus decreasing stiffness. The bottom line is that butter is highly satiating, loaded with nourishing fatty acids, and a great source of nutrients like retinol. So Pax, don't hesitate to add more butter to your diet. In fact, failure to do so just may cause more harm than good. Kitty and Repeato, I know you boys enjoy some melted butter on a big old ribeye steak. Keep up the good work, man. This has been Bones guiding the Packs of F3 Nation on their hunt for wellness. Gotta go.
I'm kind of emotional, man. I don't know why.
There's so many things to talk about.
God dang it. That was out freaking standing, Bones. That
First
was
of all,
outstanding.
The handsome level of this
God,
this,
he
this
looks
show
I
just
woo.
cracked up.
That's maybe what it is. Maybe I'm sad that we can't match his. I mean, good Lord. Hide
What's
your
really
women.
great too is we've got a lot of loyal listeners, right? That have been with us since the early days of the podcast and now to the TV show that likely have never met or seen Bones. And now they've put a face with the voice of so many helpful healthy tips over the years.
God, that was outstanding.
And plus, don't threaten me with a good time with butter. I mean, come on.
Bro, I'm a size butter. Bones, I'm going to tell you this much on the air, bro. We love you. That was outstanding. Great to see you on video. Production quality was top notch.
Yep.
Dude, this thing's going places. Really good, man. You scared us a little bit at the beginning. That little intro, we were, what? But then it was right. But it's great. It was great. Really good. Man, that was good.
I love it.
I'm excited. God, good luck topping that with your quote because he just nailed it with the hunt for wellness. But you got to go. All right. What do you got for us this week before we go, bro?
Just another old quote, man. It's funny. I've thought about this a lot. I've never been able to sort of determine why anything comes across my radar that I think is, should be shareable on that next show. It just happens. It just is. It is a feeling or something bigger at play. Sometimes I try to be thematic over a few weeks, maybe short and sweet, or some other, specific point. But this week was a Dwight D. Eisenhower quote that I should have written down where I saw it. I can't remember if somebody sent it to me. Apologies if I did. If you did, but I'd never seen this quote before, and I've done some reading on old Dwight, given the breadth and depth of his responsibilities and everything that was going on when he was a military leader, when he was in the fray, a general of the Allied forces, and president. But this week's quote, I think will speak to a lot of us, and it is as follows.
Oh, it's behind us. I don't know how that happened. It was behind us,
which is interesting.
It is interesting.
Let me just read it, and we'll figure out the visuals.
We'll get there.
Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run him over. So I'll say again. Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run over him.
Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run over him. Dwight David Eisenhower.
Is his real name really David? I can't remember.
Yeah, bro. What are you talking about? Of course
it is. Dwight Dwayne.
Trust me, it's David. See, that's a good quote. I need to sink into this one first.
So think about it. I'm thinking, to me, immediately, it's like you are in charge of you. You are in charge of your path.
Yeah.
You are paving those 43 feet for those around and behind you.
Yeah.
And it'd be foolish and scare is the wrong word, but it'd be foolish and hesitation. We talked about last week, or apprehensible to just lie in wait for the future to catch up with you.
That's it. There it is.
Think that something is going to happen just because it's going to happen without you being a primary forcing function.
Train's coming down the tracks, bro. Right? Train's coming down the tracks. Future's coming. You're going to lie there and take what's coming at you. You're going to get up. You're going to head on. Take the train head on. Right? That's how I read it. Right? Like, you're going to just lie there. You're going to be passive in your life.
No.
Get off the tracks. The train's coming through, right? Take charge and maybe hop on it and shovel some coal.
That's right.
Right? Get moving. Get going.
Or we've got guys now going through Jocko's book, Extreme Ownership, right? Own those things. Be responsible for those things.
Dude, this is it. Now we're on to it, right? The locomotive of your future is barreling down the tracks. Grab a shovel and let's get to loading some coal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Oh, I'm into it. Dwight D, baby.
You gotta burn it hot, shovel some more in there to get it up over that next hump, over that next hill. You gotta fight even harder. You gotta push even harder.
Yeah.
There's a lot of symbolism, a lot of thinking with this one. So
yeah, man. Good stuff as always. Man, what a great honor it is for us to sit in these chairs and talk to you guys and talk with you guys on a weekly basis. Share the beautiful thing that is look what's going on in the workouts, right? 5:30 to 6:15, 5:45 to 6:30 every morning is a beautiful 45 minutes. So you guys are bonded through it, but man, there's so much more that unites this amazing thing we call F3. I know we're honored to be a part of it, dude. We had Big Red queue in this morning.
I hated to miss. Yeah. Did you do some good mornings?
We did a lot of good. You know how much he loves a good morning. We brought out packs of Big Red gum. We all just had a chew. It was outstanding.
Oh man, it's been a minute since I had a big stick of Big Reds.
I know it has.
That's fantastic.
What do you say we hit this out at the right exact time and we've rounded out a beautiful 1 hour show here on the network? How good is that?
We got 11 seconds to get us to home. Let's
just stare at each other.
Hey, but if another man hasn't told you this today.
Yeah. Love you, bro.
I love you.
Yeah.
Love
Same to you guys. We'll see you next week. It's been a great show. Peace out. We love you.
This has been the Circle of Trust. Whether you're watching on NGBN TV or across the F3 Nation platforms, be sure to rate, review, and share our show. And download the NGBN TV app today on your favorite streaming device.
I'm Brian Jodas, 42. Hello, Kitty.
And I'm Jamie Roseborough, 40. Repeato.
And this has been the Circle of Trust.